We will score by the following criteria: speed, agility, intellect, strength, endurance. How much has Marvel changed Spider-Man compared to the comic book? Find the outcome at the end of the video. Speed. First, let's find out Tom Holland's speed. Let's look at athletes as an example. Usain Bolt generates 2,600 watts of power per second in his 100-meter run. Hafthor Bjornsson's strength during the squat is 500 kilos. We are not going to turn the video into a math lesson. Here's what we got. Maximum speed of a mortal human is 7.16 meters a second. If we follow the MCU theory, then Spider-Man lifts 10 tons. Accordingly, Spider-Man's maximum speed is 71.6 meters a second, or 162 miles per hour. Certainly we won't tell all the stories from the comic books. Yes, we appreciate your time, so we made brief conclusions. He escaped the explosion from its epicenter to a square district, carrying an adult male in his arms. He had about 0.87 seconds to escape. That means his speed was at least 708 miles per hour. Spider-Man travels 2 miles in 5 seconds. This is equivalent to 1,440 miles per hour. We can notice that modern versions of Spider-Man are limited. Accordingly, the comic book wins this round. Agility. We got a curious comparison. Flash has a real super speed. Spider-Man, on the other hand, moves like an ordinary person with great powers. In the comics, his major power is dodging bullets. That's something every Spider-Man in the movie can do. Sorry, I forgot Andrew couldn't do that. Tom Holland has more compelling arguments on his side. He's able to casually dodge Griff's exosuit, the huge objects that Wanda threw at him, and Falcon Eye's arrows. This is astounding that one thing is certain: in this round, Tom Holland gets the point. Intellect. When reading online about Spider-Man's intellect in the comic books, many argue that no movie can compare to him. I want to argue this. In the comic book, he managed to find a solution that Tony Stark and Reed Richards couldn't. This really proves his intellectual ability. When you get praised by one of the smartest people in the world, it already means something. However, if you think back to 2018's Avengers, on Thanos' spaceship, Tom came up with a simple but effective solution. I think that's the argument. What surprised me was that he created a solution that melts gold. This is something akin to Elon Musk's level. The counter argument is that Tom Holland created his own costume. That's a discreet reference to the future Tony Stark. They are both good at science, engineering, physics, chemistry, and I think Marvel made a similar character to the comics based on that criterion. A deserved draw. Strength. There's so much action here that no movie can compare to it. Spider-Man in the MCU is a simple man with extra powers. In the comics, he is a man with superpowers. Let's dispel the myth that Spider-Man's strength is no more than 10 tons. He easily lifts the T-90 and hits it on the ground. Just think about it. It weighs about 51 tons. If you're thinking about Hulk, well, you'll get it. It's simple. Spider-Man has hurt Hulk many times or badly stunned him. Tom Holland can approach similar deeds in Captain America: Civil War, where he easily stops Bucky's strike. He can also hold up an airplane bridge. It weighs about 15 tons. The most impressive action of Spider-Man from the comic book is the following episode. He held up the Daily Bugle building. It has 42 floors. That's about 22,000 tons. I wondered if its capabilities depended on how the author wants to see them. I think this is true. However, it should be noted, the main part of the building was supported on its own, and yet the strength would be about 1,000 tons. In Homecoming, Peter shows his peak potential with the fairy. It doesn't need to be analyzed. He doesn't stand a chance. Endurance. If you get it right, this parameter is derived from strength. The difference is who lasts longer in the ring. Tom Holland's scoring. He survived the Avengers battles, managed to fight off one of Thanos' goons. This is serious. Peter Parker from the comic books. Yes, there he is, supporting the building, which splits in half, but his strength hides a weakness. The strength is not constant in the moment he stands up to the maximum, and in the second he loses the battle to the common man. Spider-Man suffered from retrograde amnesia, and a final argument that doesn't give Tom a chance. He broke out of the metal, carbonadium, which is described as almost indestructible. I remember a similar metal being overcome by Hulk. We have a video about him on our channel. Spider-Man from the comics picks up his 4th and winning score in this round, and wins our battle with a score of 4-2. Do you agree with us? Leave your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to find out more interesting and informative content.